you can do all the other pillars of health, the nutrition, the sleep, the water, the exercise. Those 4 pillars, you can do all those things, but for long-term success on the journey, it's getting the mental stuff, because without them both, and we've talked about this about being intertwined, that other piece, the mental piece, if it's not there, you're going to gain a little bit back.
Welcome to Repairing God's Temple. My name is Heather, and this channel is where I'm sharing my journey toward better physical and mental health. Since before the holidays, I've been on what you might call a sabbatical, a little mini sabbatical. Not entirely intentional. There was some illness, and there has been some grief, and it's been a hard start to the year. So I'm here now, and I will give you a weight update right after this second part of my interview with Kathy the Great. Has your faith played a role in this journey?
Absolutely. One of the things that I have needed to do and understand is that I am God's temple. And there have been lots of times when I've been so very discouraged and simply prayed for God to send somebody or send some kind of message that He sees and He knows where I'm at. And He always does. He always has. And that's been good, and it's stretched my faith to know that He's listening and He cares. And just the right word in the right exact moment, whether it's been, somebody, one of my patients who hadn't seen me, and, patients that don't recognize me because I've lost weight, or just a word of encouragement from another member of the tribe, not even realizing maybe I hadn't reached out. I still sometimes struggle for reaching out for help. I tend to not do that, and so that's been a stretch for me as well. And so I sometimes hesitate when I don't always reach out, probably when I should. But yet God still sends me a word, like a little message that I know, okay, He sees me, and He knows where I'm at, and He knows what I need, and He will meet that need. Okay.
What has surprised you most on this journey?
Oh, wow. Surprised me. I think one of the things that surprised me the most was how much of a mental aspect is so key in this journey. That you can do all the other pillars of health, the nutrition, the sleep, the water, the exercise. Those 4 pillars, you can do all those things, but for long-term success on the journey, it's getting the mental stuff, because without them both, and we've talked about this about being intertwined, that other piece, the mental piece, if it's not there, you're going to gain all the weight back. You're just going to. And so dealing with the mental piece of it and how hard that is, and how vulnerable that makes you, and how scary that can be, was not something that I really adequately understood when I started this journey. But because I've had a tribe of people around me to support me and to help me, I've been able to face those things and to do that hard mental work and am doing that hard mental work to ensure my long-term success. I don't want to go through all of this and then throw it away because that piece of it became too hard. This journey is not an easy journey. And anybody who tells you it is probably lying to you.
They're probably lying to themselves.
True, absolutely. Now, everybody's journey is different, and maybe for them it was. I don't know, but my guess is it probably wasn't. But let's have a conversation in 10 years and see if they're still kept the weight off. My guess is they're going to have less of a chance of keeping that weight off if they haven't done the mental work in addition to the other stuff.
And I wonder too if it's not related to when weight became a problem. For me, I was a young child. It was elementary school when weight started to be a problem for me. There was a move and I didn't have as much physical activity. I didn't have the same friends, or there was just a big change. I was 7 years old and that's when my weight started to creep up. And so it has always been a challenge and an issue. And so then you pile on mean kids, bullies,
So mean,
kids are
right.
so mean. And, it just builds up years over years, where it might be very different for someone who was always really into sports and loved physical activity, and then maybe had an injury or some change in life later in life that, or a physical condition, a medical condition that changed the way their body metabolized, something like that. Or maybe even just someone who was always healthy and then come middle of life, changes in body hormones, and so the weight started to creep up. Maybe they don't have the same kind of internal mental work to do that you and I, who have been fighting the weight for so long, have. Maybe theirs is just getting back to eating the way that they used to and finding ways to get the physical activity in. But for a situation like ours, where it was a part of our whole life, this weight.
Well, and for me, it literally, I've never known a normal weight in my life. Never. When I was born, I was almost 10 pounds. So, and I never lost the baby fat, So I have never known a normal weight. This is the first time in my life where I've even been close to a normal weight. So yeah, this is all I've ever known. Yeah, it's very much ingrained. The mental part is very much ingrained in me. You're right.
Yeah. What are your current goals?
Oh wow.
Not necessarily just this week, but what are you working toward right now?
I think continuing to work on the mental part. That has been key. That's what I'm currently struggling with. And like I said, it's dealing with the mental part will help ensure my long-term success. I don't want to have invested all of what I've invested in this process to just throw it away. I've invested way too much. And I want to be able to continue to be as healthy as I possibly can be to make a difference for as many people as I can make. Whether that's as a patient, or that's encouraging friends along their journeys, or playing with my great nieces and nephews, or whatever the case may be. I want to be as healthy as I possibly can be, just even for me, to be, to enjoy life and to do things. I'm doing things now that I would never have dreamed that I could do and I would not have been able to do when I was at my highest weight. You know, I've got to do some amazing things, and I've taken on some amazing things that I never would have done when I started my journey.
Is there something that you would like to share either with me or with my peeps that I haven't asked you about already?
Oh, wow. How about I share some of the vows or statements that I shared with my group at one point. I think might help or encourage you and some of your viewers.
How about we make that the focus of our next conversation?
Okay.
Positive self-talk.
Okay.
As much as we've talked about this being a mental game,
Absolutely.
not a game. You know what I mean? It's an emotional and a mental journey.
Absolutely.
And it's obviously something that I am still working on.
We all are.
So I think that would be a really great conversation to have the next time I come through.
So we'll press a pause.
Press pause here. And I can't remember if I said it in the beginning, but we are going to be doing some more sit-down conversations to share with you. So when I am traveling to see my family, we are going to somehow make it work that we can get together and share some of these aspects, because Kathy has been such an inspiration and such a deep encouragement to me. So we will sit down again and we'll talk more about that.
Until then, take imperfect action.
Yes. Better, not perfect.
Yep. Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's been a pleasure.
I love Kathy so much, and it is hard that I actually have not seen her since that video was recorded last summer. And 2 or 3 times we have intended to hook up, and it just has not worked out. So I miss her very much and hope to see her again in the next month or so that we can record another video for you guys. For those of you who have been waiting for a long time for the second part of the interview, thank you for your patience. Weight update. Not great news, not surprising. I am currently at 422 pounds. That is 8 pounds up from my last video in December. So, no excuses, poor choices. So that's where we are starting from now. And moving forward, I am still on this journey. I am still committing to doing at least 3 years of this channel. And I think I started in April of 2021. So I have more than 2 years yet to go. And I'm still on this journey. I am not giving up. I have been back in the gym for a few weeks now, and I have recommitted lately with Kathy the Great to track all of my food and to be active more than just my gym days. So I'm going to make this needle move. That's all I have for this week. I hope that you are blessed and well, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. If you have any questions, comments, would love to communicate with you down in the comments. And please feel free to join my Facebook group. It is Repairing God's Temple, and the link is down in the episode notes. God bless you. Thank you for your encouragement. And remember that Jesus loves you. I know, my stomach growled.
I'm glad you're good at it.
Yes, but I generally put outtakes at the end.
I know.
And they won't hear the growl. My microwave. My microphone is not that strong.